Hello everyone and welcome to Trigger Me Crazy. If you like the content that I'm bringing to you today, please like and subscribe and I will bring more content just like this. Okay, so let's go ahead and get right into it. How to effortlessly destroy the narcissist every single time. Every single time. Let's talk about it. First, when you go to forums, when you look up articles, when you go to YouTube videos, they all talk about the moment you notice that you're dealing with a narcissist or a toxic person, go no contact. But also, go no contact with the individuals that know the narcissist, that are in association with the narcissist. Okay? Now, after a certain point, cutting off the narcissist is easy. Because you realize that person is draining you for everything you have. And they're just not good for your life. So it's easy to cut them off after a certain point of time. You may be hurt, yes. But it's easier to cut them off than to cut off everyone else that's around you in your social circle. And why is that so? Because you could have known these people for years. You could have known these people for years. You could have grown up with these people. Some of these people could be your family, so to cut all these people off is more devastating because the narcissist is going around lying about you and that you have to cut off these people that you love. And you cut them off because they have been lied to, manipulated, and conditioned to believe lies. And it's just devastating. So it can be a challenge, okay? That's why this disorder is so heart-wrenching and it's such a challenge because they literally destroy everything that you know around you. You know what I mean? You're left empty yourself because they have pulled, everyone away from you pretty much. But I'm here to tell you that there's another way to go about this. Cut off the narcissist, yes, but stay in controlled contact with those flying monkeys or those individuals that are in association with that narcissist. And here's how you do it. First, you have to learn how the narcissist operates. If you're here, more than likely you are in the stage of you've already gone no contact, everything is crumbling around you, and so now you're trying to figure out what you need to do. So you need to learn how that narcissist operates. Once you read 1, 2, 3 articles, it's going to spell out exactly what narcissist that you have, and you're going to understand the pattern that they have and what they actually do. And what do? They start off with the love bombing stage. They act like they're this good person. They pretend like they love and care about you. They show these interests. They are accommodating to you. They treat you like gold. And you don't realize it, but in this stage, in the love bombing stage, they are already planting and the smear campaign. They've already started it. They're treating you nice only to get information out of you, only to get you to trust them, to love them, so that they can get into your space, so they can run back and spread the lies. That's the only reason why they're in the love bombing stage in the first place. Oh, and so that you can stay with them and pretty much be their doormat. That's what they want. Then, once the smear campaign starts and you realize that there's a smear campaign and you realize that you're dealing with a toxic person, okay? The arguing starts, you start to butt heads, you realize they're spending all your money, you're realizing that they're just a toxic person all the way around, and you want to get away from them. And I'm going to give you an example. The narcissist that I was dealing with, he said, oh, let's go out to this restaurant. Random. He called me up and said, well, let's go out to a restaurant. I said, oh, okay, this is nice. So I got ready, got all dressed up and everything. He came, picked me up. He drove to the restaurant and everything. Everything is going as normal, Then the waitress comes over. She comes over to, take our drink order. I wanted to get some wine. So I go to pull out my ID, because I look very young. And I go to pull out my ID. The narcissist makes a snarky comment Well, you're old anyway, so blah, 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 blah. I turn and look. The waitress looks like she can't believe that he just said that. And so I just show my ID, and the waitress goes away and, the night continues. As the evening goes on, he starts to tell me not to contact his mother and starts to try to, get into an argument with me about contacting his mother. We had a disagreement. Me and the narcissist had a disagreement, and I contacted his mother to try to mediate. Now, later on, I will discuss narcissistic family members as well. The family of a narcissist. I will discuss that at a later time, but that is an entirely different video. But anyhow, yes, I contacted his mother, all right, to try to mediate the situation because I didn't know what was going on. She never contacted me. She never said anything to me. So the narcissist is sitting across the table at the restaurant telling me not to contact his mother, being very rude, being very disrespectful, and carrying on. And I could tell just by the way he was talking that he had already had this discussion with his family members. Okay? The immediate trigger for me that I knew I was done with that conversation and I was done with that narcissist was when he said, "And you're going to pay for my food." I grabbed my wine, I grabbed my purse, I jumped up from that table because I was going to black out and jump across that table and knock that narcissist out, and he was going to be hurt. So I jumped up from that table, I went to the bar, I called up a friend of mine who's actually a millionaire. I called up that millionaire friend of mine. I said, "You have got to come pick me up." And they heard me at the bar because I was talking. I was so angry. I know they heard me at that bar, in that restaurant. I paid for my stuff. My ride came and I pulled off in an Escalade. So I got in that Escalade and I'm pointing at that narcissist and he saw me pointing at him and he was pouting as we pulled off. It was crazy. I could not believe that he thought he was going to disrespect me, that he was going to talk that way to me. It was just not going to happen. Months go by and he contacts me. Okay. I don't cool down. I'm cool. I'm calm. I'm collected. He contacts me. And because we have mutual social circle, I wanted to be forgiving and I wanted to, stupid, right? I wanted to be forgiving and I wanted to give him another chance and I wanted to, be, I guess, how can I say, a normal person. What normal people do. They argue, they fight, they have a disagreement, and then they come to a resolution at some point, right? Nope. We got back together. I forgave him. We got back together. He messed up again. We had an argument. I was like, I'm done with this. It was just crazy. It was just as crazy as the other story. So once I got sick and tired of him, and I made that final discard. He knew it was a final discard. He knew that he better not had ever contacted me again. Once that final discard happened, the mask fell off. I saw that narcissist for exactly who he was. He made it. He did not hide anymore. He did not pretend anymore. Everything that he was doing was out in the open for people to see. And by this time, everyone was looking at me like I was the problem, like I was crazy, and like, there was an issue with me and not with him. Because, again, he had already went around and started a smear campaign, which I didn't know. I had no idea. He went around and was talking all this stuff about me and, planting these seeds of false stories, planting them all around to all these different people, that people were already watching me and watching the situation. He wanted to put on a show for these people. That's what only thing he really wanted to do was put on a show to continue on with his lies and manipulations and all of that because I had dumped him. I felt like I was living in a twilight zone. And the reason why is because he had another opportunity to spread more lies, more gossip, and talk about me. So most of the people that were around me had already heard some sort of false story, some false narrative about me. Okay? And anything that I had said, they were not believing. They were not believing one word because he had already preconditioned them over so many months that we were dating. So I had to scour the internet. I had to go onto the internet and I had to find out about narcissism. And this is probably where you are today. All right. So you need to know who you're dealing with. You need to know how a narcissist operates. So What do you do at this point? What I'm here to tell you is you sit, watch, and wait. That is it. That's all you have to do. Sit, watch, and wait. Now you may be thinking, okay, what am I sitting here for? What am I watching? What I'm watching is a narcissist go around and talk about me. And the longer that I wait and I don't defend myself and I don't say my truth, the greater advantage that he's going to have, the more lies that he can spread, the more nonsense that he could do, the more reactionary abuse that he can, infiltrate into my space. At this point, you are in survival mode. What does a lion do when it wants to survive in the wild? Think about it. It sits back, it watches, and it waits. Okay? If a lion haphazardly just jumps out at anything that it considers prey, that prey is going to get away, all right? And that over time, if that lion misses too many times, it's going to get too weak and it's going to perish. It is not going to survive in the wild acting like that. It's not going to survive. It is going to perish. So when the narcissist spreads a lie and you find out about that lie, make a note. He spreads another lie, make a note. Keep doing this. Make a note of the lies that you know that narcissist is telling. Okay? When the timing is right, go to social media. All right? Now, the reason I'm telling you to go to social media is because the flying monkeys and all of your social circle and everyone that you mutually know is going to still be in contact with you, because the narcissist has put on a show. He's having fun. He is having everyone watch you and talk about you, and he thinks it's, funny to kiki, and laugh with everyone else and stuff like that, while you over there by yourself looking crazy because the narcissist has painted a crazy picture about you. So they're watching you anyway because they want to see what's going to happen next. They're entertained. They are being entertained by the narcissist, and he loves it. He loves that people are eating up everything that he's saying, and he loves the fact that you're over there pretty much in the dirt, and he done left you in this crazy situation because of him. He's mad at you because that you done discarded him and you don't want to get back to him, and you're not going to allow him to take advantage of you. He's angry. So he is happy to entertain them with lies. Okay? So when the timing is right, you go to social media. What I did was I went to Facebook. I found pages about narcissistic abuse, narcissistic survivors, and things that are just like that. I found memes. I found videos. I found things from Dr. Phil. And what I did was I took all of those things that I knew he was lying about, every single point. I took that and I reposted it. Okay? I reposted it. That information that you're getting is not even coming from you. It's coming from someone else. It's coming from a doctor. It's coming from a survivor. It's coming from, all these different sources all over the internet, right? And it's painting the picture of the narcissist and exactly what he said, exactly what he did, and exactly what's going on. Once those people realize that they are called flying monkeys, right? Once those people realize that the narcissist has turned them into that in the book of psychology and psychiatry, they are going to turn and look at that narcissist like, you wacko. And he knows it. He knows at this point that people are turning and looking at him. The show has flipped. Okay? You are no longer the clown. Boo Boo the fool over there is the clown. Okay? Everyone's going to be looking at him, and he is going to be so embarrassed. It is the ultimate narcissistic injury for everyone that he knows, to know that he's a narcissist, that he has a mental disorder. He's going to be ashamed of everything that he has done. People are going to be talking about him. He's not going to want to show his face. And you know what? He is going to have to start his life over, and not you. And that is the way that it should be.